Have you ever felt betrayed by someone you trusted completely? It's not just heartbreak. It's like the world is crumbling before your eyes. And now, that same feeling is being experienced by one of the world's biggest idols, Kim Taehyung, better known as V from BTS. In recent times, the K-pop world has been shaken by shocking news. Taehyung feels hurt not by haters, not by the media, but by the people who should be standing by his side. HYB, the agency that has built BTS's name. Behind a relationship that has always been portrayed as a big family, there are deep wounds that are now beginning to surface. It all began with leaked internal comments that spread widely on social media. The comments stated that Taehyung's vocals were deemed inferior to those of other BTS members. Moreover, there was a sarcastic tone suggesting that his contributions to the group were considered insignificant. The comments were not only hurtful, but also humiliating. For Taehyung, who has always been known for his professionalism, dedication, and humility, such comments felt like a stab in the back. What made it even more painful was that the comments came from within his own agency. What is wrong with a system that is supposed to support and protect its artists? Why is Taehyung, who has given everything to BTS and HYB, being treated this way? Taehyung, who has always been known for his calm demeanor and rarely responds to rumors or conflicts, finally spoke out. In an emotional interview, he said, "This isn't just about me as an individual, but also about my dignity as an artist. I cannot accept this kind of treatment from people who should respect me." This statement shocked ARMY. Many were surprised that someone as calm as Taehyung would openly express his disappointment. But this moment revealed that Taehyung is not just an idol, but a human being with feelings and limits. Taehyung's courage to speak honestly is a form of resistance against a system that has long demanded idols to always be perfect. He proves that behind his handsome face and smile, there is a man who dares to fight for his dignity and rights. Is this the beginning of the breakdown between BTS and HYB? After the statement was released, speculation began to surface. Is this a sign that the relationship between BTS and HYB is starting to fray? BTS has always been known as a very solid group, both among members and with their agency. However, this incident opens the possibility that there is tension that has never been seen on the surface. Some industry analysts suggest that this conflict could signal a major shift in the power dynamics between idols and agencies. If BTS, a group as large as they are, can face such internal pressure, what about other artists? Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Is HYB losing touch with its artists due to an overemphasis on business expansion? Now, the big question is, where is BTS heading from here? Will they remain under HYB's umbrella? Or will this incident prompt them to seek a more free and independent career path? Many fans are beginning to question, do BTS members truly have control over their own careers? Or have they merely been treated as assets, valued for their commercial worth? This moment could be a major turning point in BTS's history, not because they will disband, but because they may begin to redefine their identity and future direction, both as a group and as individuals. This incident has directly impacted ARMY. The fan community that has long been BTS's shield of defense is now filled with anxiety and confusion. They support Taehyung, but they are also unsure about how BTS's future will unfold from here. However, one thing is certain. ARMY remains by their side. They know that BTS has weathered many storms, and if this is another test, they will face it together. The next question, what lies ahead for Taehyung? Will he choose a solo path free from agency pressure? Given how he has flourished in individual projects like Layover, acting, visual arts, and fashion, it's not hard to imagine Taehyung succeeding as an independent artist. But whatever path he chooses, one thing must not be forgotten. Taehyung needs space. He needs an environment that values his voice, expression, and soul as an artist. After the uproar over HYB's internal comments that hurt Taehyung spread widely, something in him began to change. It wasn't a change that made him withdraw, but rather one that revealed his true self. If the public previously knew him as a calm, gentle person who rarely responded to negativity, Taehyung now seems to be going through a tougher emotional maturation process, a phase where someone stops being the good kid who always follows the system and starts becoming an artist who fights for their values and dignity. Taehyung has become more selective about appearing in the media. Some promotional schedules were even reportedly changed without official explanation. Fans speculate, is this a personal decision? Or is there internal interference from HYB trying to dampen public reaction? What is clear is that in every public moment after the incident, Taehyung's gaze is no longer the same. There is a new depth, as if he is bringing that wound onto the stage as a form of honest expression that can no longer be hidden. ARMY, known for their keen observation, began analyzing various details displayed by Taehyung. From his fashion style, Instagram captions, to artistic references in songs and music videos, everything seemed to carry an implied message. In his latest posts, Taehyung used visuals in the style of classical paintings depicting alienation, inner turmoil, and the search for identity. Many believe this is a subtle way for Taehyung to share with the public that he is struggling under pressure. A lyric he shared on his Instagram story also drew significant attention. "I was never your doll. I was always my own." The lyric is not from any BTS song. Speculation arose. Is this part of his upcoming solo work? Or is it simply a fragment of his feelings that he finally poured out after keeping them bottled up for so long? Whatever it is, one thing is clear. Taehyung is speaking out, and this time he wants to be heard. Interestingly, amid this storm, none of the BTS members have directly commented on the incident. But that doesn't mean they don't care. Their silence is seen as a form of quiet solidarity. Some fans noticed that Jungkook, during one of his live streams, played a sad ballad without saying a word, even though he had previously seemed very cheerful. Jimin also appeared more reserved during the group's latest schedule, and RM has been using more poetry and literary quotes in his social media posts. Is this just a coincidence? Or are they all trying to convey something in their own ways? For ARMY, this only strengthens the suspicion that internal conflicts are indeed real. But they also believe that the bonds between BTS members remain strong. They may be hurting together, but they are also fighting together. On the other hand, HYB is facing significant pressure from various parties, media, industry observers, and even investors. The reputation of this massive agency is being questioned. They are known for successfully creating a highly profitable idol business system, but it is also highly closed off and tightly controlled. The public is beginning to ask, how many other artists have experienced similar treatment like Taehyung but chose to remain silent? Online petitions have started to emerge. International ARMY members are demanding that HYB provide clarification, with some even calling for a boycott of certain HYB collaboration products until they issue an official statement and apology to Taehyung. However, to this day, HYB has chosen to remain silent. This stance only exacerbates the situation and further convinces the public that something is indeed amiss behind the walls of their office. Given their global popularity and influence, many observers are beginning to speculate. Could BTS leave HYB and form their own independent label? Such a move has been taken by some major K-pop artists, but it is still considered a bold, even radical, step. However, if BTS chooses this path, they could become pioneers of change in an industry that has long monopolized artists' lives. And if such a move were to happen, it might not be the end of BTS, but the beginning of a major revolution in Korean music history, starting from a single hurtful comment, leading to a broader movement for creative liberation.